Hello one and all, and welcome back to yet another 2021 Gold Cup preview. The United States is taking on the Reggae Boys of Jamaica. This matchup is brought to you by the United States beating Canada and Jamaica losing to Costa Rica on Tuesday night 1-0 courtesy of a Brian Ruiz goal. 1-0. Jamaica had better stats in every other category. It doesn't matter though, because you lost where it matters most, in the goal tally when you had 0. The United States, on the other hand, not losing 1-0, matter of fact, winning 1-0 versus Canada. Shamar placed the ball in the back of a pretty open net against Canada after 20 seconds. The fastest goal in United States competitive history. The fastest goal the United States has ever scored in a competitive match. Beautiful build-up play. The first kickoff of the game, the United States plays it downfield. It gets passed around a little bit. Nicholson saves, pretty much saves. Gianluca Busio, if you watch it back, was lining up for a shot. If Nicholson is a second slow on that. Now, Gianluca Busio could have absolutely smashed it top bins, but looking at it in a bad perspective, I don't want to look at it in bad perspective, but let's just say it doesn't go right. And what happens after that? Who the hell knows? Nicholson plays the ball over to Sebastian Lletget, plays the ball on the ground to a streaking Shamar, who places it right in the back of the net. Beautiful build-up play for the United States. And right in front of yours truly, yes, as I said in the last preview, I did manage to get tickets with a few friends to go down to Kansas City to watch the United States-Canada game. 18,467 strong. We're there in Children's Mercy Park. I got 2 videos from it. I didn't get a chance to get the goal. Obviously, it happened after 20 seconds. Now, as a whole, the game wasn't that exciting. If you went to go throw a piece of pizza in the oven or something, or if you went to go to the bathroom or whatever, you missed pretty much the entirety of the game. You're like, oh, nothing happens in the first 20 seconds of a game. You go up and leave. You go do something else to get yourself mentally prepared for the game or get some food or whatever. Empty your bowels, I guess. And then it scores. The United States, after that, had no shots on target. That was the only shot on target they had. 6 total shots in the game. Nothing too exciting in this. We saw a few injuries. Walker Zimmerman went down, and apparently he is out for the rest of the tournament with a hamstring strain. So hopefully Walker Zimmerman has a speedy recovery and is ready for some time during the World Cup qualifiers, because he's been the United States' best defender outside of probably James Sands. Well, outside of the 2 other center backs that have played for the United States.
Great analysis there, Logan.
Yeah, Walker Zimmerman's been very good this tournament. He was the captain in back-to-back games for the States, left the field after 15 minutes. Donovan Pines came into the game to play for the injured Walker Zimmerman. Will we see him start against Jamaica? Who knows? Time will tell on that. We'll go through the lineup predictions as we get later in the show. But also for Canada, Io Akinola and Kyle Larin going down with injuries. I'm not going to pretend like that didn't have some impact on the game. For the Canadians, the United States, Daryl DK went down with somewhat of a knock. Matthew Hoppe came into the game for fan excitement. Gianluca Busio got a standing ovation after leaving the game. Arguably the man of the match. Now, I know Shamar is credited with that. Got the lone goal in the game, so it's hard not to say Shamar. But speaking of Shamar, leaving the game in the 58th or so minute, Reggie Cannon comes on his first Gold Cup appearance this year. He's been battling a hamstring injury since that first game. Didn't start the first game and hasn't played a game up until that point. Good job repeating yourself, Logan. But yeah, great to see Reggie Cannon back. Will he start this next game? It'll be hard for him. It's hard to replace a guy that has 2 man of the match performance for you in the group stage and scored the goal that won you the group. Yes, it's a wide open net, but there's been a lot of players that missed wide open nets. So congratulations to Shamar on getting the goal and another man of the match performance for the United States. But yeah, we'll get more in the lineup and the team talk for the United States later. As for Jamaica, as we said in the beginning of this, lost 1-0 to Costa Rica courtesy of a Brian Ruiz goal. But for Jamaica in that game, they did rest a fair few of their stars, namely Andre Blake, their starting goalie. The best goalie, arguably, in this entire tournament, and the best goalie, arguably, in the MLS. He just signed a new extension with the Philadelphia Union to go through 2024 with a club option or something to go through 2025. Locked up for the Philadelphia Union. He's the captain of this Jamaican national team. I don't expect Dylan Barnes to be starting this game again for Jamaica, but hey, crazier things have happened. Along with Andre Blake and net, another important player that sat in this Costa Rica game was star winger Leon Bailey, one of the most sought-after young wingers in the world, currently getting sought after by Aston Villa in the Premier League. they're making some moves over there at Aston Villa. They got Buendia this offseason as well to partner with Jack Grealish. They got Ollie Watkins last season. They got Emiliano Martinez in net. They're making some moves. If they can get Leon Bailey, that'd be very fun to see what Aston Villa could do, but we don't know if that's going to happen or not. But he rested in this game, as we said, 10 caps, 1 goal to his name for Jamaica. Very electric winger, very fast, can play on the right wing or the left. Very versatile player, can also play as a number 9, a false 9 if you will, but plays mainly on that right wing. He's left-footed, can cut in on the right and smash home a ball with his left, or cut in on the left, I guess. Yeah, cut in on the left and smash home balls with his left foot. Beats defenders with pace, is a great dribbler. 39 goals, 26 assists to his name at Bayer Leverkusen. Very exciting player. I'm excited to see where he does end up. If it's not Aston Villa, another team will be very happy to get him. Insanely talented player. Along with those two, bigger names, I guess you could say, in Andre Gray and Bobby Reid, who have made the transition over from England to Jamaica, both getting regular playing time for Fulham and Watford. And then another Englishman that almost made the transition over here was West Ham striker Mikel Antonio, hardworking player that can play all over the field. But now it looks like he's going to stake a claim as West Ham's number 9, their main striker this season. It would have been fun to see him in this team, but even though you didn't see Mikel Antonio, there's another player that's on the roster. He hasn't made an appearance yet, and he was just playing with Derby County against Manchester United in their preseason friendly. But Ravel Morrison has made 3 appearances with the Jamaican national team and is on the team. I don't know how that happened. I kind of forget Ravel Morrison exists, and then he pops up every once in a while. For those of you who are unaware of who he is, Manchester United youth legend, pretty much. A lot of people have said was better than Paul Pogba, namely Wayne Rooney, just recently, who has just signed or is given a trial to Ravel Morrison with Derby County. Wayne Rooney is the manager of Derby County right now. And he's still relatively young, too. He's 28 years old. He's still got time to turn his career around. I guess hopefully this stint with Derby County gets some solid footing under him, and maybe he becomes a regular in the Jamaican national team future. Who knows? Time will tell on that. But also with those guys, again, Ravel Morrison, I don't know if he's even going to be on the team as the United States takes on Jamaica, but he's on the roster now. Along with these guys, you've got Shamar Nicholson and Corey Burke. Shamar Nicholson started the first 2 games in this tournament, but did not start in that last game. This is when we saw Andre Gray finally getting a start. Corey Burke started the second game. Bobby Reid started that first game as a second striker. Who knows what they're going to look like as a strike force? And in this tournament, I think we talked about this earlier, but I can't really remember. They have lined up in a 4-4-2 formation, and then in the last game, they lined up in a 4-2-3-1. So we'll see what kind of formation they run with. If they go with the 1 striker, if they go with the 2, who will be that strike partnership? Will it be Gray? Will it be Bobby Moore? Bobby Reid, not Bobby Moore? Will it be Shamar Nicholson? Will it be Corey Burke? Who knows? That's the exciting part in this. And though we talked about the attacking forces for Jamaica, they got a lot of experience in the defensive areas of their team. Michael Hector is an experienced center back playing over in Fulham. He's been playing, though he's a center back, he's been playing more as a defensive midfielder and a midfield too for Jamaica in this tournament. The main center back partnership for Jamaica this tournament has been Liam Moore and Damian Lowe. But in that last game, you saw Damian Lowe partner Adrian Mariappa, who's the most experienced center back on their team with 51 caps. He's not the most experienced player. That one goes to left back Kamar Lawrence, who, without Alphonso Davies here, who, again, left the tournament due to injury, is probably the fastest player in this tournament. Dude's an absolute blazer on the field. Absolute wheels on this dude. But this Jamaican team is really good. They have some very nice pieces, and they have upset the United States before, namely in the 2015 Gold Cup semifinals, where they beat them 2-1. Now, in the past few times, the United States has kind of rectified that, beating Jamaica, especially this last game they had in 2021. Beat them in the last 2 Gold Cups as well. So, momentum, I guess you could say, is on the side of the United States, but it was on the side of the United States when they faced Jamaica in 2015, and look what happened. You can't overlook anybody. If the United States does that, they're in trouble. This is not a team you can take breaks against. This is a good Jamaican side with very talented players, solid defensively, good goalkeeper, nice attacking pieces. You cannot take this team lightly. That's what I'm trying to say here. You cannot take this Jamaican team lightly. And as for the United States, going into this game, we already talked about Walker Zimmerman being out injured with a strained hamstring. So we'll see who takes his spot at center back and also takes his spot at captaincy. Because again, he's been the captain the past 2 games for the United States. So will it go back to Sebastian Lletget? Will it go to someone different? Time will tell. But before the United States takes on Jamaica, they do have a 24-hour window to replace Walker Zimmerman. An official quote or official statement for the United States Twitter account posted, "At this point, no official requests for roster changes have been submitted to CONCACAF. Teams can replace injured players up to 24 hours before their quarterfinal." So we'll find out soon enough who replaces Walker Zimmerman in this team as a whole. But right now, this is the team I think they're going to line up with. I think, again, they're going to go with that 5-3-2. It worked very well in these past 2 games, and I find it hard to believe Greg Berhalter would change off that formation, especially with, we've talked about this I think every single video, that the wing spots are their weakest parts of the team. Paul Arriola is still injured. I don't know if he'll make an appearance in this game against Jamaica, but Jonathan Lewis did next to nothing in that first game against Haiti. The wings are something the United States does not have a lot of depth in this tournament, so that's why I think we still go with that 5-3-2, or whatever you want to call it, 3-5 or 3-1-4-2, whatever you want to call it. Go with the back 3 again. Starting off in net, Matt Turner, he's still in net, still played very well in this tournament. The only goal he's allowed was a penalty against Martinique, so he's done very well this tournament. Don't think he's going to lose his starting spot anytime soon, for this tournament anyways. The back 3, I think there's 2 locks. I think Miles Robinson and James Sands are both guaranteed to start this game. James Sands, you don't really see this on TV. This is one of the benefits of going to games. You don't really notice how far James Sands pushes up past Walker Zimmerman and Miles Robinson. It's kind of like a 4-1-3-2, like a formation Juventus ran with Paul Pogba, Andrea Pirlo, Claudio Marchisio, and Arturo Vidal when they were in the Champions League final with those guys against Barcelona. That's what it kind of reminded me of. Now, their official lineup is a back 3, and James Sands has that freedom to move around. We talked about in the last preview, with David Luiz doing that at Chelsea, that's where he thrived. That's the best position for David Luiz. He's not a natural center back. He looks kind of awkward at times back there, but the ability to pass the ball around works well for James Sands. He's not a natural center defender, but he's a natural number 6 who can play the ball everywhere. I think he stays as that middle center back in that back 3, replacing Walker Zimmerman. Until I hear otherwise, I'm going to think it's Donovan Pine starting there again. He came on for Walker Zimmerman in the 15th minute of the game. Didn't really do anything terrible in the game, not enough to lose his starting spot going into this game. So I think it stays Donovan Pines' spot until a roster change is made. We'll see what kind of roster they look towards once they replace Walker Zimmerman. Again, they got 24 hours before the game to replace Walker Zimmerman, so we'll see what they do there. But on the wing backs, Sam Vines keeps his spot at left back. And then right back's interesting yet again. Reggie Cannon came into the game, so now we know he's healthy enough to at least play in some capacity. But again, like we talked about in the beginning, Shaq Moore has 2 man-of-the-match performances in this Gold Cup. He scored the winning goal against Canada that won the United States the group. I love Reggie Cannon. I think he's good enough to start. I think he's healthy enough to start, but on current form, you cannot justify benching Shaq Moore. I think we said the exact same thing in the last video. You can't bench him right now. I know Reggie Cannon's obviously healthy now, or healthy enough, but Shaq Moore, I think, still starts. So we've got the same lineup pretty much, minus Walker Zimmerman from the last game. I think it's going to continue into the midfield. Sebastian Lletget, Gianluca Busio, and Kellen Acosta. Kellen Acosta and Gianluca, that midfield 3 played very, very well. Let's just say it light. They played very, very well. Busio got a standing ovation. One part being the hometown crowd, but also just put together a very, very nice game. Kellen Acosta made some nice moves running forward, and Lletget provided the assist for Shaq Moore on that first goal. So I think that midfield stays. It's the midfield the fans probably want. I know some people would like to see Williamson in there. Some may even like to see Christian Roldan. But I think this is the best midfield the United States has. I think Greg Berhalter will stick with it going into this game. And then up top, same thing. The 2 best strikers the United States have at their disposal, regardless of this tournament or not, Daryl Dike and Jaissy Zardes. They're the 2 best strikers for the United States. I think that's clear. Jaissy Zardes is not done anything to lose currently that number 1 striker spot on the depth chart. I think Daryl Dike has done a lot to push past Josh Sargent for that number 2 role. That's just how I'm viewing it right now, and I'm putting myself in the head of Greg Berhalter. I think he still really likes Jaissy Zardes, but Daryl Dike is building up a head of steam and is pushing for that starting spot. And this game and the rest of the tournament will be indicative to decide who gets that main number 9 spot for the United States going forward. The fan favorites, Daryl DK. I think the one that's still the number 9 is Jayassi Zardes on the jersey and in the starting lineup for Berhalter. But that's the lineup. I don't think he'll change that much after that. I think that's a very straightforward lineup. We'll go over it again. Matt Turner in goal. You got three center backs of Miles Robinson, James Sands, and Donovan Pines. Sam Vines on the left wing back, and then Shaq Moore retaining his spot, even though there's a healthy Reggie Cannon on the right. Midfield 3 of Sebastian Lletget, Gianluca Busio, and Kellen Acosta, and then a strike partnership of Daryl DK and Jayassi Zardes. Now, DK did pick up a knock towards the end of the Canadian game, so I don't know if there's any real injury problems there. I haven't heard anything. Maybe we see a Matthew Hoppe start this game. I don't know. I'm not really expecting that, but worst case scenario, if DK is hurt, I would expect Hoppe to start this game against Jamaica. But yeah, that's the lineup I think he's going to go with this game. I don't really have an alternate lineup because I think this is the best team the United States has outside of Walker Zimmerman being hurt. So yeah, that's what I've got for you. I think the United States can win this game by a score of 2-0. I think that we'll go 2-1. We'll go 2-1 for the United States over Jamaica. Either way, I think the United States are going to win this game. They're going to get pressed. It'll be interesting to see how the likes of Sam Vines and Miles Robinson deal with Leon Bailey coming in on the right. Be a very fun matchup to watch. We'll see how the United States attack looks, see if Daryl DK can get on the goal scoring sheet. I am going to say Daryl DK scores, and I'm also going to put a Sebastian Lletget goal. I think I said that in the last game too. I can't remember, but Daryl DK, Sebastian Lletget, and I'm going to give a goal to Corey Burke for Jamaica. That's all I've got for you today. This was a very fun preview to do. Very fun game to go to the United States and Canada. I love going to live matches. First live match I've been to outside of like the Iowa Cubs since COVID hit. And now we're starting to open back up again, which is very nice to see. Very exciting to see this game. Very excited to see how this game turns out, the United States and Jamaica. Yeah. Let's go USA. Beat Jamaica. Move on to the next round of the Gold Cup. Let's go, boys. That's all I've got for you today. Hope the United States wins, and I will see you all in the next preview. Peace.